I'm going with the Jim Jordan coat off look here.
Tuesday one.
Hannah canceled, huh?
Yeah, she had an emergency.
She okay?
Rachel will be back. I don't know that. I just know that she had an emergency. Rachel just looked at her email.
Thank you. Is jail services staying on or off?
It's off too.
Geez. Any chance we want to move up our department head meeting then to see if we can get them here?
I don't know if you can get everybody here or not.
Well, we can do the other.
And just leave it, I guess.
Somebody could make it. And you
Right.
have to wait any.
And we have it on the agenda anyway, so
An alarm. Okay.
Melanie wants to go see the Nutcracker next Friday. And I said, oh, because sorry,
That's my stuff.
public records training.
Good. It's Tuesday. We just have to. I'll set an alarm.
I'm not.
To get out
Tuesday. Okay.
Friday.
Watch it in Columbus.
What? Yeah, when we have, because you have to do the public records training, sunshine law once every term.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't
Sign up
know.
for that separately.
I don't know. I've seen. I think I did.
There was something.
I'll have to go back and look.
I think there was.
I have to say that, like, I haven't seen anything for next week yet. Have you really? Agendas
And
and
there was an agenda that came out
And
some time ago.
tentative, but I mean,
We just had our Thursday afternoon totally canceled. We had one CompSci was coming for us and doing 2 or 3 different presentations, and they just canceled. So now my clerks association has nothing Thursday afternoon.
yet you
We're
got
trying to
stuff Friday.
scramble. Yeah. We have stuff Friday morning.
Well, Tony could come down and talk to him.
you want me to talk to the clerks?
I don't know
I
what-
don't know what I'd say
Is
other
it the
than
certification we're supposed to have for public records training?
They give it to you. Yeah, they.
After you,
So I went to a course when I had new commissioner training. I sat in the class. They didn't give a certificate or anything.
yeah, you get something if
Better
it
double check on
yeah,
that.
this is
if it was official training.
You sure wasn't a session for like,
It was sunshine law.
but was it a full 3 hours?
It seems like it.
Yeah, but a half hour, like,
It wasn't a half hour. No, it was an
double,
afternoon.
double back on that. Cause I thought we had it too. I don't remember.
we had
All I know is they did it on Super Bowl Sunday when our opening session kicked off and I almost punted. I was like, why did I run for office?
I guess are we ready?
Yeah, we're
Okay. This is the Richland County Board of Commissioners. We are here with, I'm Darrell Banks, fellow commissioners, Tony Vero, Cliff Mears, our clerk, Stacy Crawl. And online we have Carl Hunnell from the Resource and Al Lawrence from the Mansfield News Journal. And with us today is Jason Malott. That's not quite, how'd you pronounce it? Molliot.
There you go.
Jason Molliot is also with the News Journal and got all kinds of lenses on his cameras.
We already like him better than Carl Hunnell, right?
Well, without saying. Okay.
so
Our subco has been,
yep, the Stepco wellness appointment. Unfortunately, Hannah had an emergency and couldn't make it. So that's been canceled. The tentative 10 o'clock for jail medical services has also been canceled. They're still working on negotiations. So, yeah.
so we're down to, we have 10:30, we have the department head meeting, but we can go to other right now. So first thing on other is certify the record of proceedings for November the 30th.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
Approve the weekly transfers and appropriations.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
And can we approve the requisitions?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
Okay. And we have our delinquent sewer bills for the month. We certify those.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
And Children's Support has asked for our authorized when they have travel and meeting expenses.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
The Child Support has also asked for permission to close for lunch on December 10th, 11:30 to 1 to celebrate Christmas.
Is the season. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
Okay. Day Springs would like to dispose of a vehicle. We only have
Vehicle.
have a couple, I'll call them old trucks. I'd like to get rid of one of them.
From 2006, correct?
Correct.
I mean, notice that fiscal responsibility news journal in Richland Source. Those are 15-year-old vehicles.
So noted, and also for the record, I like Jason Molliet better than I like me too. I'll just throw that out.
Well,
man.
I'm glad we got that on the record. Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
And the Richland Children's Services, the Nikki Harless has sent us a list of people she would like appointed. It's our decision. So my understanding is that members Pat Heidecker and Deanna West Torrance,
Haydinger.
Dinger,
Yeah.
Pat Dinger, and Dina West Torres. They have served one term and they have expressed interest in serving a 4-year term.
I'll make that motion to have them serve for second term.
Commissioner Banks, Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes. On record as saying Jim Coolig, who's leaving the board now, he served many terms. He's been an excellent
Yeah,
representative.
he's a good dude.
Okay. And Nicole Blakely has reached the end of her partial term, and she would like to be for her first 4-year term.
So moved to appoint Nicole Blakely for her first full term.
Second.
Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
And then we have one final appointment. Bill. Can we fill that with, is it Jenny Allen Stanford?
Yeah, so I called Missy Monique, as we know her as Nikki. Obviously, all our boards are important, but Children's Services Board has a particular import in the community when it comes to protecting children. So I had a conversation about the potential appointees. Ms. Stanford was particularly of interest for that board. She has extensive experience in kinship care, has taken on children of her own, seems to have very well respected knowledge of that agency as a result of her participation in the kinship program. And she also has a background which is relevant right now in the health field with respect to COVID. That's putting her way through school in nursing. So, our last two appointees, I like the makeup of the board. They have been business owners or at least prior business owners. So when you're dealing with a multi-million-dollar agency, it's good to have board members who have experience in running business. But obviously, it's not just all dollars and cents. You need board members who have experience working with children and in kinship. So it adds a little diversity to the board in terms of experience. So I think Ms. Stanford would be a good appointee. And for those reasons, I'll make a motion to appoint her.
I had a similar conversation with Nikki, and Benny Allen Stanford's resume was exemplary, and they do like to have somebody with medical experience on the board, and she's got that box checked. So I will make a second.
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mears?
Yes.
Okay, I heard rumors we had other.
I have Marilyn John, other today. So,
I am prepared.
okay, I have three items for other. First, as we've discussed many times over, obviously Rick Evans and EMA is retiring. Sue Hunt is also going to be retiring at the end of the year. So we're looking to bring on some part-time help in the department until we could hire a full-time replacement. We all know Deb Schweitzer, who worked for many years in wastewater and then in this office part-time, knows the county in and out. Outstanding. I reached out to her, and out of the goodness of her heart, even though she's busy doing tax work, she has agreed to help us out in the EMA department on a part-time basis. Temporary, about 6 weeks, I think we can get her for, which Joe's posting the job by the end of the week full-time. So I think this is a no-brainer for us. She's going to meet Joe next week. So at this time, I would like to make a motion that we hire Deb Schweitzer on a part-time basis as an administrative assistant in the EMA department effective December 13th at $17 per hour.
I'll second that.
And I'll just say, I think this is an excellent move to help us get through we can get someone in there on a permanent basis. She'll do a great job.
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mears?
All right. Number two, I have biweekly calls with the department heads that I'm the liaison for. Today was my call with Missy. I have a couple items out of that department. The first is our deputy dog warden, Caden Proper, has accepted another job and submitted an email with a termination date of December 12th. So at this time, I would like to move to accept his resignation effective December 12th.
Second that.
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mears?
Yes.
Okay. And now a bit of good news here. Received a very generous donation, $10,000 from the Gorman Foundation. Dog warden, particularly Jim Gorman, is someone who remains impressed with our department. Finds the area to be clean, the dog's well cared for. The staff is always very, very friendly in interacting with him. And as a result of that, the Gorman Foundation awarded our dog warden department a donation of $10,000.
Fantastic.
So I called both Jeff and Jim this morning to thank them. The staff had sent out some appropriate thank yous. We all know for a department that is razor thin on money and will be so for the next 6 or 7 years, that goes a long way. So I just wanted to get on the record a very, very, very special thank you to Jim Gorman and the Gorman Foundation. And thank you, Jason. And with that, that is the end of my other.
Okay. Well, it is.
Tony,
Yes,
you're saying that Gorman donation will be used for general operations?
correct. It's going to go into the general fund of the dog warden department because, as you know, Al, they don't have a lot of money.
Okay. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Quick question. Minnie Allen Stanford, how are we spelling that? And is she replacing Jim Kulig on the board?
Yes, and I will forward you her resume if you want.
Okay.
Both of
When
you if
does-
you want it.
When does
Yeah.
Mr. Kulig leave the board?
End of this year. Let's give you the exact date. End of this year, 12/31.
And Deb Schweitzer being hired administrative assistant part-time. Is it a part-time hours or part-time, full-time until you hire somebody full-time?
Part-time hours. She has a very successful business. She's retired, and it really heats up end of January. So she has graciously said she can give us some hours, probably around 24 to 25 hours a week. We'll let Joe and her sort that out through the probably end of January.
Yeah, that's what I needed.
Okay. And when we do hire a permanent person there full time,
Yes.
and then we get to hire the right person. Okay, we will stand adjourned at, and not we'll stand in recess at 9:47, adjourn at 10:30 for the department.
You guys have a lot more fun than the city used to.
Or still does.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that even now would think we're more funnier than Mayor Thaker.
Well, that doesn't take. There's a sense of humor over at the city, Joe. Maybe Bianchi. I mean, and he isn't exactly, Chris Rock. And there's not a lot of frivolity over there. We know Lynn Stewart's not throwing a party. I mean, I'm trying to think. Bob Bianchi, maybe? Marlene's fun.
Yeah.
We know it's not Porch.
I think Bianchi's, he's the get her done guy.
Yeah. Unless you include Copenhagen as part of the fun, it ain't Porch.
Okay, it is 10:30 and we are back in session with a department head meeting. And first of all, is to let you know what the commissioners are doing. I'm sure you all know what we're doing, but we have request for funds for next year for the budgets.
I'm
And we
working.
have
That's a first.
Go down. I'm working.
Carl.
I can hear you, Carl.
Sorry, I'm arguing with my dog. And by the way, in reference to parties, I referenced what Tony said yesterday during the land bank meeting about being a party guy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're still going to worry about the budget here, and with the requests that we have and the funds that we have, we're going to try to figure out how we cut 7 to 9%. So I will say that again, most of the budgets that were sent in were reasonable and for the most part. And unfortunately, we still have to figure out how to get rid of 7 to 9% of it. So any of you got any ideas, we'll give you the chance to say, hey, if you could take a nickel here, I won't miss it. Okay. And of course, the next thing that we're working on is ARPA funds and how they can be spent. You may notice a new face in the audience today, or in the participants today, and Andrew Keller. I believe you probably all know him from across the street in the prosecutor's office. But the three of us went down to a meeting on how to spend ARPA funds, and we come away home thinking we need help. It's complicated for a number of reasons. You went from the last money we got from them, it was you go through the same process as we do here in Ohio, but with the new funds, you go through federal government or the state government, whichever is the stringent. And also there's some variances there. So Andrew's going to help us with that among several other things that we've sent his way. And we've got a couple other hires. So I'm going to let their people that are leaving introduce them. But Andrew, you want to say anything?
Well, thankfully I do know all of you. So I won't take up much time. We've been very busy. We've implemented our adopted policies and procedures, which is something we're required to have by federal law. I know that sounds exhilarating. Commissioners have issued their first sub-award, notice of award to the Chamber of Commerce for a small business advertising campaign. It was $16,000, and that's going to help promote awareness of all the challenges small businesses have faced since COVID-19 has hit. And we're in have many other ARPA projects, expenditures in the works. Questions? How to get a hold of me. I'm a different extension, but it's the same Andrew. So 5721.
Okay, thank you. Well, Charlene, we'll just start with.
Okay, December 2nd. Job and family. We remain very busy. Applications are up in all areas. It's that time of the year. Particularly Medicaid has increased. We are also, secondly, we are trying to hire several caseworkers, eligibility referrals, specialists, and unit support workers. Disappointed in the number of applications right now. We're less than 20 for both. And, but the job is still open for a few more days. So I encourage anybody that knows somebody that wants to join the county team at JFS to still apply for the caseworker positions. Jason and I have interviewed 5 people so far, so we're working through the list. Just some numbers for the public. One of the things we're trying desperately to do is to get market out there that you don't have to come into our office to do business with JFS. It's very easy these days, whether it's applying or take a picture of your document, send it to an email, very simple. Our phone calls are backed up, so people will experience a wait. Just Monday, we separated our queues locally. And what that means is there's another way to get into the agency, and it'll be just for Richland County customers. We're monitoring that wait time, and so far there has been no wait time. Anybody that has a customer service question, now that's different than, hey, I have to do a renewal today, or I have to change an address today. Okay, customer service can be a whole variety of things. You will be transferred if you get into the wrong queue, but we're trying to move customer service calls off of the shared services of 6 other counties. So we're trying to deal with our own clients a little differently to relieve the call volume and the call wait. We're trying to, again, emphasize you don't have to come in. But when we think we've been effective, there's some social media things out there giving them how to contact us instead of showing up. In October, we had 2,215 people coming through the doors. In November, that went down to 2060. So a couple hundred people haven't showed up. Okay, and then lastly, I guess, would be Brighten a Christmas. You've seen that in the News Journal, and I think case number 7 is out there, so you can still help with funds, gift cards. We have Mechanics Bank has done a wonderful job of helping us along with the News Journal coverage. Job and Family's been involved with this since 1947, actually, with the News Journal. No, I wasn't there
I didn't say anything.
at that time.
Daryl was.
And the locations, you can drop off 9, your checks or your cash to any Mechanics Bank. So the distribution of that is at our office on December 16th and 17th. If anybody'd like to see some heartwarming folks that are ever so grateful with the Christmas gifts and so forth, it's very heartwarming. So we're busy. Any questions, anybody?
We take donations, or we just go to Mechanics Bank.
I can take your donation. Or you can go to.
Okay.
And you can also, for the public, you can designate which case you like your money to go to. So if you read those, you'll see they have been screened. Many hands have looked at the situation. And so every case is very, very worthy. Thanks.
Kelly.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I was saying, I talked to each and every one of you, I think, within the last 24 hours. Except you, Rick. So I don't know.
And like Andrew, we're not sure if that's a good thing or not. Okay, it's like,
I'm busy.
Yes,
bad.
things are busy. This year on my cycle of negotiating is one of the busiest years of 8 contracts that I've had. I'm 7 for 8 so far, working on the final one. Deputies ratified this week.
Yep.
So one outstanding, and still hopeful that we're going to make it before December 31st. So a busy year for negotiations, but very positive and productive overall. One of the things, not why I've talked to all of you here in the last 24 hours or so, but many of you, COVID exposures and cases are up again. And so, a lot of you give me a call and we talk through or work through, situations that are going on. Things continue to change, and we stay up with the changes and do our best to talk through each of your scenarios, of course, which are each just a little bit different. But what I brought with me today, just in the event it might be helpful, when you reach out to me, this is the resource I use. So if it might be helpful for any of you to have it too. What I do is the CDC updates their guidance pretty frequently. The most recent came out October 19th. I printed it this morning to make sure they hadn't done another update. I just Google CDC Quarantine Guidelines, and it will give you the most recent. Now, they also make reference to what your local, your state health departments or your local health departments do as well. Some of them will allow you, like in the state of Ohio, to reduce from a 14-day quarantine to a 10-day. And then in some cases, less than that, if you test, but not before 5 days. I call it COVID math. It's literally like math. So I just ran copies if anybody wants to take one with them. Again, it's only good until they make the next change, but it is
Vaccinated on a Tuesday and we're within 5.2 feet of someone who has a COVID.
like story problem.
Then you have X. If not, go to Y and follow this arrow.
You are right. So we'll continue to muddle through as things change and hopefully someday return to some semblance of normalcy. But that's what's been taking up a lot of our time lately. So that's all I had.
Kara, let's hear from you next.
We've been busy. We're one of the departments calling about COVID and how to quarantine and that kind of stuff. We're also, I'm sure some of you know, but Steve Risser is no longer with the city. He took a job with the state. So we're doing some backups, and they also have their inspector out currently. So we're doing backup inspections for them.
Does the city compensate us for that?
We have a contract, and when we go longer term on stuff, we usually request compensation. Like
Okay.
if we do a lot of the stuff with Steve, if they can't fill the position, that will. But a lot of like, if it's just for a week type thing,
Okay.
it's a quid.
Kind of a mutual.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a mutual aid.
But when would they ever? So they'll do back. Can they do backup for us outside of the outside?
Yeah, they are our backups.
Okay.
So per the state regulations, you have to have certain positions, then you have to have backups for those positions. The city of Mansfield is our backup. So I even told them there could be possibilities where we're going to need to use their inspector, and their inspector used to work for the county. So he's familiar with, he can do commercial, residential. He's familiar with the county inspection process and that kind of stuff anyway. So I'm sure with everything going crazy with exposures and quarantines and stuff, that we'll probably need to use their inspection services at some point this winter. So, we're just kind of getting through that, getting through the holidays, the year-end stuff, all the year-end stuff for the state. We did attend all of our code people, our inspectors, building official, myself, and our plans examiner all attended the code conference in November in Columbus, got our continuing education, keeping updated on the building codes and that sort of thing. And so just moving along, getting through, trying to keep our staffing levels where we need them with the quarantines and stuff. So.
Thank you. Michelle.
Well, I'd like to report that the residents had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Those that chose to go home with their families went, got to enjoy their family and their turkey. Those that stayed at Dayspring had a wonderful meal. They all told me about it when I got back to work. They love the turkey and they love the pie. I believe those are the two biggies. Everyone is looking forward to Christmas, being able to go home and spend time with their family. Hiring is also an issue for us. No shock there. Right now, our biggest need is our cooks, our dietary. We start at $11.50. In 6 months, you can have $12. You have every other weekend off, and you're out of work by 6 o'clock. Very hard to do if you work in the food industry.
Mm-hmm.
Also, holidays at Dayspring, double time and a half. So, if you know anybody who works in dietary, Dayspring is a wonderful place to work. Not only are we a fun group, but you actually get to see who you help and who you take care of. And there's a special kind of joy there that you just don't get anywhere else.
Don't feel bad. We ordered a pizza on Saturday and Donato's informed us that they cannot get mushrooms because there's no one available to pick mushrooms. So there is in the food industry, no help. Anyway, I've never heard in my life not being able to get mushrooms for a pizza, but they just do not have it.
Well, at this point, we are having trouble supplying our daily menu. We have our contract through GFS, and they are not able to supply a number of things every single week. So we are either going to the GFS store, or we're going shopping, or we're being stretched, or having to change our menu up at the very last moment. There was actually a really large concern that we were not going to have enough turkeys. But we get donations, and the community has always supported us. So the turkeys not a concern after somebody was so generous. We are very looking much forward to next year. We are hoping that the masks will finally go away at Dayspring. Just have to wait. We have a number of projects lined up for the building. We have our big nurses station addition. Very excited about that. We hope to do our other half of the driveway that we needed to pave. Excited about that. The residents have done a lot of walking around the property, shocking, but they like to get out and they're walking all over. We also need to start our oldest building, start working on that. A number of projects for 2022. And probably the biggest thing we're looking forward to is letting the residents go back out into the community. Dayspring is special because we are so active. And this has been a very, very hard past couple of years for us because they just don't get to go out and be with everybody else. So we're very much looking forward to that. 2 weeks ago today, those that wanted to got to receive their booster. And we are going to slowly open up Dayspring. So everybody just think good thoughts. And yes, I'm very worried about the numbers too, but you know what? Gotta live. So that was it for Dayspring.
Thank you. You've done a fantastic job keeping it under control out there. So appreciate it. Let me know when you're open up because I do enjoy going out there.
Yeah, we'll come out there and have a little fun.
Hopefully we'll have enough cooks so that we can eat.
We can come out without food, but it's we don't just come out for the food, but it never hurts. And coffee, correct?
Well, I'll tell you what, the residents are very much going to enjoy getting to see everybody again.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Rick, who is probably at his last department head meeting.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate all you've done in the last several years.
Thank you.
You're going to be missed. Yeah. Well,
Along with that, I will introduce my replacement, Joe Matrisky.
Nice to meet
Joe,
you.
he started 3 or
Welcome.
4 weeks ago. So we've been assimilating him into the routines and the requirements and the good time that we have. And I've passed on a little bit of useful information to him, so but I'm sure it'll be good. We got Joe's been a good guy. I mean, he's picked up a lot already. Used to being in the disaster type situations like that with his background in the police department, so I have complete faith that he's doing a great job. He'll do a good job.
And everyone mark their calendars. Wednesday, December 15th from 2 to 4 is Rick and Sue's retirement party at the EOC. So please get that on your calendar and come celebrate. Wednesday, the 15th, 2 to 4 at the EOC.
The past the quarter like that, we've had 2 or 3 different hazmat spills. Unfortunately, Joe wasn't there for them. So I don't know if I don't know. Been kind of walking through the process if it happens, something like that would happen of requirements and what to do and this type of thing. So you'll be fine with that there. Did help evaluate Knox County exercise. They had a skill exercise back in October. We had to help evaluate that. Attended a couple conferences, EMAO and the LAPC conference, and the EMA conference also on that. We did have a chance to attend the Mennonite Community Safety Day. It was on October 30th. That was held at Metal Exteriors up by Shiloh. They had probably had close 200, 250 Mennonite attend that. That's a pretty big deal up in that area. We always try to be a part of that. They invite us in. We set up a safety booth talking about severe weather, that type of thing, and how to prepare for disasters, which they're pretty good at. They're pretty good, self-sufficient, but that was a good time up there. We did get the new ham radio installed. Commissioners allowed us to purchase on that, so that is installed, up and running. The guys came in and got that up and running, so we're good on that. Been attending some of the EMAO sector meetings. We're part of the Northeast, the North Central, and the Central. Introducing Joe to the people out there he's gonna be working with, kind of get the, a face to a name and that type of thing. That process, we did meet with the state, our state liaison from the state of Ohio EMA. Bob Z and Michelle came down and met Joe, kind of explained to how they can help him, which will be a big help when he has questions, that type of thing. And if something would happen, they can definitely assist with that. So it'd be good for them to see Joe there. We had a radio interview on November 17th on WVNO where I introduced Joe as my replacement there. So I talked a bit about his past experience and what he's been doing and kind of moving forward on that. So it was good to get him involved in that. Because we do partner with VNO a lot, WMFD, particularly during the severe weather, tornadoes, snowstorms, freezing rain, whatever it may be. A lot of times they will have, in the past, myself on to kind of go over what's coming and how to prepare for it and that type of thing. So we're going to continue that with Joe. So that's a good partnership with them. So that worked out very well. We had the LAPC meeting in November. Introduced again Joe to the LAPC committee. And he will take over my emergency coordinator position when I'm gone. So Joe will be the LAPC guy for that. So they all got to meet him and talk to him about that. Met with a couple of the other organizations we meet with, the CODA. That is some of the disaster organizations around town that we meet with. Joe will help to partner with and doing sheltering, recovering from disasters, that type of thing. So he'll got to meet a few of them and it'll be some more coming up for him for that. So a lot, a lot for Joe in the last couple of weeks. Anything you want to say, Joe? I mean,
some of you I know, some of you I don't. So it's nice to meet everybody. I look forward to working with you all. I have an open door policy, so if you have any questions, concerns, feel free to look me up, email, phone. I will send out my contact stuff here in a couple of weeks. And look forward to working with everybody. I hear good things about everybody, so forward to it.
And so lastly, I just want to say I want to thank the current Board of Commissioners and past Board of Commissioners for the opportunity that I've had the last almost 8 years next month. A fantastic opportunity that I've had. I've had the privilege and honor of being Emergency Management Director. To me, it's quite an honor. There's only 88 in the state, so it's kind of nice. But I've met a lot of you. I've worked with a lot of you. And the county is in very good hands. Pleased to work with you, talented people. When I first come in, of course, I didn't know a lot of people. I know a lot of the workings of it. But with you and being with you, I can really see how the machine goes. It's talented people driving that machine. It's been good. It's been very good. Again, thank you for the opportunity. It's been an honor.
Thank you, Rick.
Very much.
Thank you. And I hope you all can attend the party. Careful going up the steps when you attend parties.
You guys got to see the new EOC. It is. We'll start to stack up our EOC with, it's the good and bad of a nice EOC. You really never want to use it. But if we have to use it, you will be impressed. It's nice.
Light years ahead of what we had.
Yes. It's like 911, which is in a hospital room. It's a lot better too. So with a please don't drip AC condensation on our emergency.
Maintenance guys did. Chuck, your crew did a fantastic job of putting that together. I mean, Josh did a lot of the work on it there. It is really nice. I am very proud of that. These guys did a fantastic job. IT's been in there doing a lot of the wiring like that, so getting along with that and doing a good job on that. So excited and very pleased about your career, Chuck. Thanks. Thank you.
Well, Janet, why don't you go next?
Child support's doing very well. We ended our federal fiscal year. It's one of our highest numbers, about 74% collection rate, which was great, and it's above the state's average, which we maintain. Normally we do better than the state's average. So we're doing pretty good in that direction. We're staying busy, doing lots of things. We're kind of staying under the wire. We've not had many complaints. We've been picking up the stuff that we need to get done. Our employees are staying good. We've not had any COVID issues. We've been really good and healthy. Clients are coming in. We still are doing Zoom court, which makes some things a little bit difficult, but we've been able to overcome it as our numbers would show. So we plan on Zoom is going to be at least the next 6 months, if not through the next year. So we'll see how that goes. But the attorneys at the agency, they got it pretty good. We haven't really had too many problems. So we're doing good that way. We're all excited about Christmas. They've got some decorations up and stuff. We're good to go. We've got a giving tree this year that we decided to do for the dog pound. So once we get our buckets full for the dog pound, we'll be bringing stuff out to there. So,
And the ladies can dress up. The costumes were, who won the costume contest out there at Halloween?
I believe it was Kelly.
Again?
Yes, I think it was Kelly. She normally usually, you'll have to stop down. They
fun.
took a little bit of time and decorated their cubes for Christmas. So they're doing another contest for that to whoever came up with the best.
That's a different Kelly than our Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly Lewis.
Attorney Lucas, I'm sorry. Attorney Lucas.
Right.
Yeah, so we try to lighten it up around this.
They are fun.
Because we do get a lot of calls of people, like Charlene said, there's a lot of people that need that extra money. They want to know where it's going. And then you get people that are getting laid off that are seasonal workers. And, it takes to get on to the unemployment. So they're losing money there. And it's just a hard time around the holidays. So we all pitch in and get it done. I've got a great crew down there. We're holding our numbers. We might have a few retirements next year, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Cool.
So you'll be seeing us probably a couple times. We'll send some food out.
Let us know when the Christmas contest is. You shoot me a text.
It's going to the dogs. Child support's going to the headlines. Child support is going to the dogs.
Yeah, that ought to be great.
There you go.
County funnels child support money to dogs.
To the dog.
Before I forget, Amanda Miller from our water and sewer is unable to be here today. She's under the weather. And now, Missy,
Yes.
I feel like Tony. I can't see you.
I was in the back for a reason. You're supposed to just skip over.
Okay.
So we've been fairly busy at the shelter. Over the Thanksgiving holiday, we got 15 dogs in. So our numbers are going back up. But the staff's staying on top of everything. We're doing data collection and we're finishing up. We did a complete audit of the dangerous dog files that, to my knowledge, have not been audited for quite some time. So the deputies are going door to door on people that we can't have phone contact with, so we can make a live record of every dangerous dog that's in Richland County. I would hope to disseminate that to local law enforcement so that they're aware. And so that's something that we're really going to make sure that we're staying on top of. License on sale on the 1st. Make sure you get those. We give a warning after January 31st, and then we issue citations. That's our busy season. Over Thanksgiving, we did have a family that made a Thanksgiving dinner for every dog in our facility. And social media is huge for animal welfare. So we shared a video that we made of all the dogs eating Thanksgiving dinner, and it has over 1 million views. So, yeah, so that's really important because it helps.
So we know you can't even cook those numbers with just hitting view again because there's 1 million. You could
just in my office. So yeah, so I mean, and it's still even now I'm getting. I had to turn off notifications because we're still getting comments and people are sharing it. So that's impressive because it gets our dogs out to more people that it wasn't seen before. The other thing is next Tuesday we're having pictures with Santa. Santa will be played by Dane Howard, the previous dog warden. So at our shelter from 4:30 to 7:30, you can bring your dog out and get a picture with Santa.
bring in the demon, so I'll bring her out tonight.
And
So.
I have a bag of gummy bears that I'm going to give.
Oh, she loves her gummy. Just don't put in the news that my wife finds out that I'm going to let the kid have candy. Okay, Al and Carl. It's like she found out when I made a comment about social distance.
On the 7th.
The 7th, sorry.
So from 4:30 to 7:30, and then there's also a stuff the stocking event. So every dog cage will have a stocking on it. People can bring in treats and toys for the dogs. And then they're also going to have a raffle basket that they're going to raffle off. And then they have little goodies that you can buy, and there'll be a bake sale there as well. Next year, we are working on, we had our record retention schedule approved. We have records from the lake at our facility. So we will be cleaning those out. And we will have a policy book that is updated. We haven't had one since 1997 that I've been able to find. So that's being worked on. So we're looking forward to it. Things are coming together. We're doing a lot of data collection to figure out how we can best serve our community and the dogs.
Thank you very much.
One more thing too.
Oh,
I
yes.
forgot about this. The Gordon Family Foundation came in on Tuesday and gave $10,000 to our shelter.
Jim Gorman personally delivered.
Came out personally, and he said he was really impressed with the way the shelter is kept clean and the staff and how all the dogs are taken care of. And I let him know we were very lucky because we do have a staff that is there because they love the dogs and they work really, really hard for it.
I called Jim this morning too. How old is he now, Daryl?
Well, he was in World War II. I would.
In a Korean war.
Korean. Yeah, I think he's in the Korean.
I saw.
Is he 100 yet?
No,
No.
He's in his 90s, right?
pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's.
Yeah, I wasn't around that long.
You went to class with him, didn't
So
you?
no rules or regulations around the money, right?
No.
Yeah,
It was just a
private
gift.
donor, that's wonderful.
Really given, yes. That was.
Jim Gorman is a treasure.
Yes.
Community. It is fantastic to talk. I love seeing him out and about. He still goes out and about.
He said he likes to come out once a year just so he can visit all the dogs and take a look at them. And so you can come anytime.
You want to come out more than once?
So that's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Chuck, talk to us now. She got 1 million views. I want to know how many.
It's hard to compete with all this.
I know.
Decorate your cubicle. I was trying to think maybe.
Maintenance department doing.
Stocking for the maintenance guys. You're kind of boring down there. That's why I can figure that out. We don't do nothing exciting there.
Maybe your replacement. will Get on that.
Yeah. Josh Hicks is my replacement. I'll be here till May with Josh, teach him everything I know. And I know Charlie, you're gonna say that probably take 24 hours.
Right.
2 days.
But anyways, Josh is absorbing like a sponge and trying to take on a lot of different hats right now and just get his feet wet. So doing a great job. Been a challenging year, just for parts, for projects for us. A lot of projects got moved because can't get parts available and stuff. And we're ending up at the end of the season here doing some major stuff and stuff that should have been done months ago. But just like a domestic boiler for the jail, we're still got that out. It should have, we ordered it like 3.5 months ago. And it's crazy to get parts right now. We're in the midst of a energy management upgrade at Park Building. It should be up and running in the next 2 to 3 days. It's partially running now, but up for us to actually control in 2 or 3 days. So it's a positive thing. That last upgrade for the energy management over there was about 1995. So it's quite old. It's like running a 1995 computer. So not too many people have them on their desk now. We actually in the last 30 days put 2 new rooftops on, one at JFS and one for our building. Looking at some more ionizing machines for the air handlers. We did that in 3 buildings initially, the jail, the courthouse, and Longview, and getting some pricing and hopefully availability. That again, it's availability on this ionizing machines. Trying to look at for JFS and child support yet to get their buildings. We found that it seems like the amount of calls we have for going in and spraying for COVID has went down dramatically in these 3 buildings. In the jail, it's like went down a lot. I mean, they keep it isolated, but I can't say enough good. I think it's helped tremendously through this whole process of ionizing.
Chuck, where are you in getting those for the sprayers by the end of the year so we could use up our coronavirus relief fund?
Yeah, he's actually owed us money or owed us information back. I just checked again this morning before I came to the meeting. And, it's availability again.
I think the guidelines, just so we're clear also, if you have last second coronavirus relief funding, where are we at exactly now, Stacy? And we're getting down there.
Oh, look.
The code, so we're talking coronavirus relief funding, the first pool of money, not the latest that Andrew's the expert on. The guidelines do recognize some supply chain issues. I think there's more of a good faith requirement is do you expect to have them by the end of the year?
Sure.
Now, if you order something that you know is 4 years out, I think you have a chance of getting dinged. But I think if you order something that you hope to have the end of the year, the guidelines do recognize and give a little leeway with supply chain issues. So if you think we can get them by the end of the year, let's get them ordered and go from there.
That's what we're trying to prove today.
Okay.
I thought it
$9,424.42
Out of 8 million. So that's a kudos that we plan to use every single cent.
Yeah. I mean, to put these in, air handlers are around $1,000 a piece to put them in. And some air handlers, if they're sizable, takes more than one. So you could put $2,000 to $3,000 air handler for like Charlene's main area her place. It'd probably like take 3 or 4 of them in that main air handler. But it's just for creature comfort and as far as keeping people safe, it's a great idea. It's, we're looking into more.
Okay.
Today, the Jim Sweat, the sheriff's department actually gave us a dump trailer and a light utility trailer that was deemed they couldn't sell because all the numbers was wiped off of it. They was able to turn it over to us because we support the sheriff's department as far as, with equipment and stuff. So we're able to get that equipment. They actually have 6 trailers. We got 2 of the nicest ones, I feel. And the other 4 will be going to mines to get scrapped. Kind of too bad they can't sell them, but I understand why. But, just thanks to the sheriff's department, stuff that we don't have to buy. And we got probably 12 or 13 nice hand tools, power tools off of them too. So saves our department money and gets us what we need. So that's probably about all I have. Yeah.
Josh, you want to say something? Introduce yourself.
It's been a good experience getting to really get my feet wet. Next job. Big jump for me, but it's gonna be good.
Who you like best in the JFS building? You better get to know.
You get to know her after.
Yeah, you'll get to know her all right.
gonna learn you up, boy.
Hey.
You're young. Love it.
Well, we
Welcome.
appreciate you all coming to the meeting, but most of all, we appreciate the work that you do.
Yeah.
And you make our jobs so much easier. And I know you guys have to work with a lot of difficult situations. And hopefully we lend a hand that's positive every now and then. But please keep up the good work. And, Rick, we wish you the very happy retirement and a long and happy retirement. And Chuck, we're glad you're around here for a few more.
Can't get rid of us.
Josh.
You are good.
And of course, Joe and Josh and Andrew, we really appreciate you joining the team on a little different job. But you're a little different too, so appreciate you being. You gentlemen have anything?
Media may.
Yeah. Does Al or Carl have any questions? Comments?
Well, I'd like to report that my dog has gone to sleep, so I don't have to argue with her anymore. I was showing her the video from Missy's shelter, and she's very miffed at me right now because she didn't get to eat like that. But, no, I'm good. I am going to talk to Missy afterward and do something about that dog video. It's pretty amazing. Thank you.
That's a good story.
It is.
Al, you got anything?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Gentlemen, anything?
Thanks for all you do.
Okay, it's 10:10 and we will stand in recess.
11:10.
Yes, it is. You guys pay attention to the end. We appreciate that. It's 11,
On our toes.
it's 11:11 and we'll stand in recess until 1:30. And guess what we're going to come back and meet about? Budget.